Everybody, welcome to episode 1 of my new series, Scuffed podcast. So I'm just going to be, playing around with this game. I was out here earlier. Today I guess we're just gonna talk about a story. Let me turn off the mods real quick. Okay. Alright. So, one of my good friends, Luna, who somehow added me back on Xbox. I've texted him many times, not about this video, but you know what, never mind, we're not going to talk about Luna. He's just a great YouTuber. But yeah, go check him out, Luna. I like him. He's a good storyteller. Personally, I don't really have any crackhead stories, because I'm not a crackhead. Like Luna, he doesn't actually do crack, he just does a lot of weird shit and stuff like that. But, today, I still didn't do anything. I'm gonna tell you a story my friend told me when I was like 7 or something. So, I'm gonna bring you guys back when the game loads in, and I'll start the story there. I had to leave the game and get into a new one, because no one wanted to start the game. Alright, I'm in another lobby, as you can see. Hopefully they hurry up and start, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay guys, we got lucky. So, my friend was out trick-or-treating. Again, this was like 3 years ago, so you were able to do that. So, he was out trick-or-treating with like 3 of his friends, I guess. And he was trying, he went up to this really, really creepy house that no one trusted, but they still did it because my friends are crackheads. So then, there was this Jeep that was just for like a mile, just kept following them and following them. And it didn't stop, so they eventually, got creeped out. And, they started walking a little bit faster. So, they just kept going, ignored it, turned a few blocks, it stopped following them eventually. So about an hour later, they're just trick-or-treating again, and they see, the same Jeep following them again, So, they eventually start running. They go back to their house. And, like an hour later, just so they make sure they look out the people, they don't see anything, so they go back to trick-or-treating. 20 minutes later, the Jeep rolls up again. This time, it rolls up and rolls their windows down and asked, there's this old guy, 30s maybe, and 2 other guys in the back wearing clown masks, but, they kind of look like kids, maybe 20 or so. So they didn't really think anything of it, because, Halloween. Just one more game. And they're like, no, we know this neighborhood, we live here. So he said, alright, they drove off. And then friends kept walking. To 30 minutes later, Jeep rolls back up again. And at this point, they can't stand it, so they start full-on booking it. And the Jeep starts Jeep starts, like, flooring it towards them. They're on the sidewalk, of course. So they start running even faster. The Jeep pulls up in front of them, stops. They turn the other way, they book it. There's 3 of them. You got the tall one, and then the skinny one. And then you have my friend, who's not fat at all, actually. He's pretty normal. And he looks back at my friend, my close friend, who's all the way in the front, and he sees all 3 guys, all clown masks. One with a knife, the same old guy in the front with the knife. And they're just booking it after him. So they're out of there, There's woods pretty close by, I guess. This is the story he was telling me. So they book it into the woods. I don't see anything for a while. And so they finally come back out. See the Jeep, they immediately go home. The next day, a couple hours later, it's about midnight, he looks out his window because he thought he heard a car. His mom and stuff was home, family was over visiting. This same Jeep is pulled into his house, just sitting there. So at this point, all 3 of those same guys that were chasing them with another guy, all still, he can see them holding knives, but they're behind their back. They get out and start sneaking around the house looking for entry points. They see the basement cellar entrance, and they bust the lock open of it. No, not the lock. They open it, because apparently they don't lock their cellar basement, I guess. And so they realize it's not locked, so they close it and they drive off. About 4 hours later, it's about 3 in the morning, he hears a car roll up. He looks out, it's the Jeep. But thankfully, an hour earlier, he called the cops, and they were willing to wait until at least 3 a.m. So there was a cop car sitting behind the house where the cellar door was. They come back there, boom, lights turn on, they book it. A couple days later, they got caught. I'm pretty sure, a count of murder. I don't know. I don't fully remember the story. I don't know if that part happened. I'm just telling from what I can't remember because I have memory loss. So I just started making up some of it. But most of that was real, yeah. I don't totally remember it. But, yeah, that was the story. And thanks for listening to Scuffed Podcast.